chapter 19. This is called the Holiness Code. It is really, really important. And I think the most neglected, besides the word sacrifice, which is really neglected in our development, the word holy, forgotten. People might say, I'm going to the Holy Land. But when they go, will they walk on the Holy Land? Or will they say, I went to the Holy Land last week and I had a wonderful time. I just loved it. I loved the people, I loved the food, I loved the energy, I loved the sights. That's not why you're going to the Holy Land. Now, this is the Lord speaking. This is God speaking. I am a holy God, and you will be holy. And holiness is the best thing in the whole universe to make you well. It's a wellness. It is a being well. It starts out, the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, speak to the whole community of the sons of Israel and say to them, be holy, for I, Yahweh your God, am holy. So, if I have somebody walk in, before I retired into the ministry, and they look like a rat or whatever, they come in from in all different conditions. I had a man who brought a pint of whiskey every time he came to group for a year, and his knives. So, I've seen it all. But I know that we are holy. It is not behavior, it is a holy God that made us. So being holy is not being holier than thou. It is seeing all human life as sacred. For example, people will say, well, that person isn't a believer. And I said, well, his life isn't over yet either. There's a day ordained for his salvation. I'm not the one to tell you the day. God is. This is the will of God. This is God moving. Okay, so holy is a very profound word. Almost totally lost. I believe it's still in the synagogue. It's my experience that when I walk into the synagogue, I indeed walk into a holy place. It is still in the Catholic Church in terms of going into cathedrals. There's a sense of the holy. You don't hear people going in and shouting and visiting. Going, you don't hear that. But generally speaking, in our experience, the holiness is lost. The sense of the sacred is lost. My children are sacred. Your children are sacred. Your parents are sacred. I'm telling you these things because no one told me. I'm saying this is so serious because if you lose the sense of sacred, you have lost everything that's important. This building is a sacred place. You've come to a sacred place, a sacred land. You have entered into something where you're here to become holy, to understand. I was walking in the Holy Land. I've been there 24 times. It's a lot of, it was a huge experience. But one day after several times, I decided, this is Holy Land. This is Holy Land. This is Holy Land. And suddenly, I was different. And when I came home, I was still walking on Holy Land. It's not meant to be this one land because now we're all chosen. This land is sacred. You know, the Native Americans tried to tell us that. In their primitive culture, they knew more about God than we did. We went out and killed them. They were primitive, but they were trying to say the land is sacred. So this is holy land. I am holy. You are holy. And because I know that, perhaps you'll become holy in a way that satisfies you deep down inside. It just begins to happen. It just begins to change inside of you. I find it very difficult to go into a busy Protestant church because it's so noisy and it so lacks sacredness. We've kind of compromised relationship, human relationship, for a sense of a sacred relationship. You see what I'm saying? I mean, my relationship with you is not human, it's sacred. I've never met you before, but it's as sacred as if you're my own child. And it's permanent. That's what God was teaching. Is teaching. And that's why you come back to class. You come back to class and come back to class, because if we don't, we won't ever change. Perhaps your highest calling is, you might say, you wouldn't say, I'm a Baptist or I'm a Catholic. You'd say, I am a Christian. Here. It's not I'm a CEO or Marty's a CEO or somebody else is, he's a counselor. I'm a Samaritan, which means I'm a person that does the actions that we're talking about tonight. A Samaritan is an active person. They take actions. They don't ignore actions. They take those actions. They stop. Be holy, for I, Yahweh your God, am holy. It's as if he was breathing on man again. Remember Adam? He breathed into Adam's nostrils like this. Now he's breathing in the nostrils again, and he's saying, be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. It means now you are. It doesn't mean earn it. It doesn't mean measure up. It doesn't mean be good. Your mother might say, be good, be good, be good. Jesus was not good. He said only God is good. Amen. I don't care if you're never good, except you better get your reports in on time. I think you're beginning to get it. Because God said it, it became so. They became a holy people, a holy nation. Now, what they did is just like us. They got busy brain, they got making money, they got thinking about themselves. They celebrated the feasts, they cooked the meals, they went da-da-da-da. And one day, they didn't know who they were. And the Holocaust helped to reestablish a holy people. There's something that happened, and the remnant became a holy people. People, you are holy. Our president is a holy man. I am so sick of the criticism and the nauseating attitudes, spiritual, from Democrats or Republicans, whichever direction you go. We are to judge no one except to know that they are holy. Would you say to a holy person, you're this, you're that, you're something else? Where's the power of forgiveness? Where's the power in that? That's just destructive.